surrender, no trigger, fingers go, living the dangerous life. Hey, 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 every day when I wake, I'm trying to get up, they're knocking me down. Hey, 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 when I need to be saved, you're making me strong, you're making me stand. Shot like a rocket up into the sky, nothing can stop me tonight. You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave, you're my titanium fight song, raise it up like the roar of victory in a stadium. Who can touch me, 'cause I'm who can stop me tonight? You make me feel invincible. I feel it, invincible. I feel it, invincible.
Slam Pigs Cruise Control Alive, episode 15. We are back. Logan, after a little hiatus, we have returned. My man, what's going on? Welcome back. How was your week? What's up?
I'm here. I'm excited. I'm glad to be back once again. Travis, you fans of Cruise Control can check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144. Future Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Just search it today with me and Broski. Travis, let the fans know where they can check you out and all that good shit.
As always, check me out on Twitter at the Big TMD. Check out the reset button, Slam Pigs Podcast, all that good stuff. But in the little break ski we've had, Logan, we've gone through a little bit of a facelift on the show. Welcome, everyone, the newest third co-host to Slam Pigs Cruise Control, our good buddy from the Wrestling Roundtable Podcast, the man himself, Colin, at BIG GUIDO PARMESIAN on Twitter. What's going on, Pally? Thank you for agreeing to come on board and drudging through like we do, because we're masochists watching 205 Live every week. Pleasure to have you. What's going on, man?
Oh, it is good to be here. I knew watching 205 Live would, be good at some point. Everyone was like, give 205 Live a chance. And I'm like, all right, what the hell? And I knew something good would eventually come out of watching this show. So here I am.
It will pay off in the end. Paid your dues. Very glad to have you. And everyone, get over there. Follow Colin on Twitter at Big Guido Parmesan.
No. That's just the name I have. It's actually at Uber Tie Guy.
Oh my God. What an idiot out of the gate. You can tell I've had a week off at Uber Tie Guy. At Uber Tie Guy, ladies and gentlemen. But Logan, my man, supposed to do Future Wrestling tonight, but things happen. That's all good. Look for the Ric Flair old school episode soon. We did do a spontaneous high spots the other day, talking a little news and stuff that we've missed. And thank you guys.
We did.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the love on that, sharing it out. Other than that, what's been going on, Logan? What have you been up to? What's the haps on Future Wrestling?
The
Sam
Future
Roberts
Wrestling
style.
Podcast is, Sam Roberts style. Future Wrestling Podcast is becoming the most anticipated podcast that YouTube will be getting. Check out the old school Ric Flair, Hell in a Cell, all kinds of good shit, regular shows, of course. But the main thing I'm talking about tonight is why the hell did we bring Colin Dunn, the most irrelevant person in podcasting history? And you guys want a heel? Well, I'm the best heel that you got since Michael is not on Cruise Control. So who you going to do the dick spot with via the 205 Live roster there, Colin? Maybe you like Tony Nese and his abs. Maybe while you do the dick spot with Akira Tozawa, he can do his little ha chant.
Well, actually, I don't have to do either of those things because, one, Joey Ryan counts as a cruiserweight, so suck it. Second of all, the fans will quickly come to find out that I am going to be the Corey Graves. I am going to be the fresh. I've already fucked up. Never mind.
See, this is settle down, little child. Settle down. Okay, I'm going to be that guy, not you. Shut up, Byron. Shut up, Colin. Plain and simple.
The day I get compared to Byron Saxton is the day I kill myself.
You've literally been holding that in like all day, preparing for that rant at the top of the show, haven't you? Just a minute, Logan. Come clean.
Hell yes, I have. It is about damn time.
He's had this boiling inside of him since the second he thought of the idea of adding me to this show.
He's had the fire and the intensity inside him, like Iron Mike Sharp had. And real quick, thank you guys so much for the love on the Hibiki Honors Iron Mike Sharp video. To see how I changed the subject and hoard myself at the same time, that's professionalism. That's why I'm the Michael Cole. Guys, but we are back.
You always mess
live.
up, you slut.
Oh, salty. We are back live, and my God, we don't have any cruising down memory lane to get to this week. We're going to save that for the end of the show and give ourselves homework for next week. But 3 polls this week. You were a veritable hentai tentacle monster with all your polls all over the place this week, Logan. So what were the topics and what were the results for this week's polls?
Well, cruise control poll number 1 was, will Enzo Amore sink or swim in the cruiserweight division? You had the opportunities to choose from yes, sink, no, swim, and 58% of the yes, sink, and no had 42%. So there you go. 58% of the votes was yes, he will sink in the cruiserweight division.
I want you all to know that he will be the next cruiserweight champion. Mark my fucking words.
This was the one poll I actually didn't vote on this week, Logan, because in my opinion, it's way too soon to predict if he's going to sink or swim. He's literally been on like 2 episodes, so I don't know. I think he has the potential to float, considering that the reaction he got this week, the only good reaction anybody got this week was Lorenzo again. But he also has the ability to shit the bed because he's not that as good in the ring as these guys flat out, and it's going to expose him. So we'll see. It's a fine line they have to walk, but this is the situation they find themselves in. It'll be interesting to see how they handle it. And it seems like the voters were pretty split down the middle, too.
Yeah, and especially in the next 2 polls. And I will tell you right off the bat that I'm pissed off at the voters. You guys are mind-boggling on how, oh my gosh, I thought Colin was bad. But the first question that I had, who's a bigger star? And we will have 2 polls for this. Winner of both will get, but who's the bigger star? Drew Gulak, Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, or Tony Nese? And why the hell did you guys split down the middle with 27% for Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, and Tony Nese when you only gave Drew Gulak 18 damn percent?
I might have been the one person that voted for Gulak in that poll.
I picked Drew Gulak as well.
There you go.
Are you kidding me? This dude, I'm not taking anything away from Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, and Tony Nese. Just the gimmick. Drew Gulak has shined with the gimmick, and he's proven that he can work with the gimmick. And you guys failed to see that.
Well, in all fairness, on my side of things, it said Tony Nese won the poll.
Mine says 27%. Somebody changed their vote.
On mine it says Nese 28, Tozawa and Swann 27, and Drew Gulak 18. I voted for Tony Nese, if I'm being honest. I think he has the most potential to be the biggest one.
I don't know what you're seeing there, Colin. I think you're blind or something. I think you got Joey Ryan's dick in your mind or something.
I think Tony Nese is probably in their minds the guy to pick up the mantle when Neville finally leaves. I do think that he has that. He's finding the character more and more every week we see, especially with this narcissist Lex Luger, Chris Masters entrance, which has done nothing but add to his persona, I think. He's not doing a terrible job, Logan. I mean, he's doing it pretty well. He's come a long way for me, though, when we started Cruise Control, because he was the shits a couple months ago.
And don't get me wrong, though. Go on.
No, go ahead, Colin. I'll let you go first.
Don't get me wrong, though. I think Drew Gulak is. I think he's full of talent, and I think they're really dropping the ball with him right now. Because I mean, later in the show he loses. Spoiler alert. They need to let him pick up some momentum because the gimmick he has going right now is great. His character is great, and he himself is great. They need to actually let him show how great he is.
The character he has right now is pretty much Stevie Richards from Right to Censor. Yet it does. Neither one of those characters had an edge, and they were kind of like they were booked as this comedy type gimmick to get guys over. And I think Gulak with this gimmick, way more than Richards was, has the potential to turn it into a more serious route. Maybe it's just me. I feel like Gulak could be a star. Now I gotta come clean on the Gulak stuff. Yes, I always vote Gulak in the polls, but the thing is, I'm totally biased just because I love the gimmick. At the end of the day, though, if I had to be completely serious, and put who I want to put my flagship, my guy right now out of these guys, it probably wouldn't be Gulak right now, just how they've booked him. It probably would be a Nice or a Tozawa at the end of the day.
I think honestly, Tony Nese has the physique. He has the he's getting a little bit better on the mic. I like how he showcases his abs and stuff like that, and that's just something that the little things that you look at, that is something that all the fans look at, and that's what.
I thought you hated him 2 seconds ago. Didn't you just bury him?
No, I'm saying Drew Gulak. Honest to God, I think Drew Gulak could be a star booking wise right now. He is not there. They do not know what they're doing. They're not doing anything right with Drew Gulak. But Tony Nese could be the guy that replaces Neville at the end of the day. But for what Colin said, that the Enzo Amore thing, saying that he will be the next Cruiserweight champion, I doubt it. I don't see it. I think Cedric Alexander is pushing to get that mantle. And I'm telling you, very soon it could happen.
I mean, I do think Enzo is the next Cruiserweight champion, but I also don't see him holding it for more than a pay-per-view or two. I think he'll definitely be... I'm not going to necessarily call him a transitional champion, but I think he'll still have a short reign, and that Cedric Alexander will take it off of Enzo fairly quickly after he wins the belt.
The smart money is with Enzo, if they're going to do it. I think you're right. Make it a quick title reign just to get more mainstream eyes who love Enzo, know Enzo on the 205 Live show itself, and then hopefully some of those stay along for the ride, even when Enzo loses the belt. It's like catching flies with honey in a way. I think he's going to win it too. Maybe not at No Mercy. Maybe if they have a rematch, I think they will test it on Enzo. I mean, why? They've already brought him here. I don't think they're just not going to do it. And it's not like he's established enough where he's brought in to put guys over. Who the fuck is Enzo credibility wise at the end of the day? You know what I mean? So it's like I think they're bringing him in here to do that very thing, just to get mainstream eyes real quick because they're so desperate.
It could be like this. One of the things I've said for the Cruiserweight division is they need to start letting them wrestle outside of just the Cruiserweight division. That's one of the main reasons why it's a dying breed right now. And technically this isn't what, I've pitched because, Enzo by a couple pounds can gain muscle or lose it, is now a Cruiserweight. So, but he used to wrestle, as a heavyweight. And
Balor, a lot of guys that they're very... Kyle O'Reilly, you could even consider a Cruiserweight, I would think.
Exactly. But now you have Enzo coming in. He used to wrestle the bigger guys, and he used to, bump around with all of them. So he brings that kind of credibility to that. If someone were to beat Enzo, it shows that maybe they can go with, the bigger guys outside of the division. Look
at this. This is exactly why we brought this guy on board, Logan. That right there, what you said, Colin, is what people I don't think are focusing on enough is one of the problems. Let's take a trip down memory lane, Logan, before we get to there later. Back in WCW, the 3 hottest cruiserweights ever came out of that division, in my opinion, were Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, and Rey Mysterio. And I think that is because they would have angle. Remember, Mysterio had an angle with Kevin Nash. Malenko would have angles with heavyweights. Jericho would, and and that's why they got over so much more than other cruiserweights. They just didn't wrestle like an El Dandy or La Parka every week. They actually gave him meaningful fucking shit to do, basically.
That's what I've cheap plug on the Pro Wrestling Roundtable. I've said that multiple times. What made the WCW Cruiserweight division good was that they wrestled, in the Cruiserweight division, but they also wrestled bigger people and won and didn't, get squashed. And they actually had good matches.
Yeah. I think for a lot of shit Kevin Nash has taken, you could very well say that he helped make Rey Mysterio a household name. He really did.
You could honestly say that.
Logan, what's your whole stance on this? The cruiserweights mixing in with the heavyweights more and like that. Do you think it's a good call, or would you just keep it strictly cruiserweight on cruiserweight?
Part of me says that cruiserweight on cruiserweight would benefit.
It sounds super gross, by the way. Let's try to clean that up. I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know. I think cruiserweights being in the same division and not going into like facing guys like for example, Big Cass, since Enzo Amore, that was his feud. I think it would benefit them in the long run to expand the division and face other guys like that. But then again, if you want it to be all about those guys to be all about that same division, then you also have to have it where they are not facing a guy like Big Cass or Big Show or whatever, so on and so forth.
Because they found themselves in this pickle where the Cruiserweight match on Raw every week has taken the place of the old Divas matches. Let's be real. It's the piss break. It really is. And that's kind of where WCW Cruiserweight matches were towards the end. We say it all the time. There's so many parallels there with how they were both handled. And we saw how that worked out for them. And it's doing just the same here. But real quick, not to keep harping on old WCW matches, because we could make 3 fucking podcasts out of that. What was the final poll this week, Logan, you had up?
Well, the final poll was who's a bigger star again. So next week we will have 4 other guys competing against each other from the 2 polls that I had. Cedric Alexander, TJP, Jack Gallagher, and Mustafa Ali. And I don't understand. I don't understand the fans. I really don't.
You're so frustrated.
TJP winning with 33% against Cedric Alexander only getting 20%. Jack Gallagher actually had 27%. And everybody is sleeping on Mustafa Ali. But I think in the long run, he could be a very good star in the Cruiserweight division as well.
But the star?
He could be a star. I'm not going to say the star.
Really quick before I want to talk about like something Travis said. I think I am still on board with like having cruiserweights wrestle like the heavyweight superstars, but at the same time, if WWE would take the chains off the cruiserweights and let them put on the kind of matches they had from the Cruiserweight Classic, people would love it. I was watching something on YouTube. It was like 6 minute. It was like a 6 minute long video of like some of the high spots from the Cruiserweight Classic. And in that entire 6 minutes, I was more entertained by that than almost any of the Cruiserweight matches I've seen on pay-per-views or on Raws. If they let them go back and, do what they can do and give them more than 2 minutes on Raw, they would actually flourish and they would be, a good addition to Raw. And people would actually watch 205 Live. Yeah, they would be relevant. A shitty WCW pay-per-view from 1998 wouldn't beat out 205 Live.
Yeah. I mean, and another problem is the guys they're getting the time on 205 Live, which they should. It's their show, and they're having really good matches. We see it every week. But the thing is, they waited too long to do this formula. They waited too long to bring it back to what got it over in the first place. They did too many weeks of Alicia Fox bullshit and all that for months. For months they did this, and then just strayed everyone the fuck away. And if anything, you're right. Yes, that's great. It is the Cruiserweight show. They should have the 5-star matches, but don't phone it in on Raw when more eyes are on it.
Raw is where they need to show them off more because, sometimes they'll have time, but, Raw will typically get 2.5 million people watching it a week. Not that many people are going to switch over to 205 Live immediately. For a lot of people, I'm talking about SmackDown. That's what I meant. People will watch SmackDown, but they aren't going to switch over to 205 Live. They don't have time or they just don't want to.
Yeah.
So if you showcase them on Raw more and give them the time there, people might actually want to start watching 205 Live. People would actually give a shit about the Cruiserweight division.
They've got to start capitalizing on the time these guys are given on Raw and use it as a harbinger and not as just filler, basically. And it's head scratching as to why they're doing it. It's all one company at the end of the day. Every time they do one of these fucking brand splits, or they had WWECW back in the day, this mentality backstage of, well, it's competition. I love competition. We need different brands. You're still the same company. Stop fucking yourselves, cannibalizing your own company with stupid decisions. 3 guys sitting here, none of us are in the business at all, have no connections, can properly book 205 Live way better than anybody in that locker room right now. Guaranteed. But yeah.
Guaranteed.
And I'm not going to say that even the episode this week was bad. The problem is we're not getting bad episodes more. We're getting bad episodes sometimes, but the good outweighs the bad, I feel, in the actual 205 Live show. It's just stagnating on any other fucking brand it's on. If it's on a Raw, pay-per-view, it's not even given the stage on a pay-per-view. It's always on the pre-show. But we could keep going on and on with what's wrong with it and how to fix it. It's just, my God, you just talk about what it's like the XFL. Like every mistake they could have made along the way with that, they did. It was just Christ.
And that's the problem. We can go on and on. Like, we can make the list of things that are wrong with 205 Live in the Cruiserweight division heavily outweighs the list of good things going on with that division. And that's their problem.
Yep, and that's basic business, where that's not good business. You learn that in fucking class in school when you go for business. And someone like Vince McMahon, who is the greatest promoter of all time, let's be real, should know better than how to handle a show like this. But let's not be sour grapes, because like we said, there is some good that happened on the episode this week. Before we get to the actual review, anything else you guys wanted to talk about here? Or?
I was just going to say, at the end of the day, and we say this about the product every single day, week in and week out, it's not the athletes, it's not the superstars, it's not the wrestlers, it's the booking.
Sometimes
at the end of the day,
sometimes it is Sexy Star.
Oh, you went there.
Why not?
Well, it's not her fault,
Well, sometimes, not to just be a smartass and use a trendy, sexy star segue, sometimes it is the talent. Sometimes the talent just doesn't deliver. They're not good in the ring. They're not good on the mic. But Mojo Rawley comes to mind. But with this, it's totally the booking. It is totally the booking. I'm flustered because I just thought of Mojo Rawley. I'm stuttering. But yeah, every single guy, even Enzo Amore, is talented at least one thing. And every guy in this 205 Live is phenomenal in the ring. And there's no reason, and it's a shame that Cedric Alexander comes out to crickets every week. And it's
have you caught on to the fact that Enzo Amore, well, still technically a face, has been doing some heel things in the ring to win?
You mean like this week where he just hung outside with the fans the whole match, pretty much? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that could still be like counted as strategy, but one of the things was, he's poking people in the eye and he put his feet on the ropes and all that. And I think it works to his character, because I think WWE realizes Enzo is one of those people, you either love him or you hate him. And with all the shit that's been going on, in the real world with, the whole not tipping a stripper type thing, or, being an asshole in the locker room because his character on TV is how he is in real life, I think they're kind of starting to figure out, maybe if we capitalize on that, it could go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, sometimes in wrestling, certain guys come along. I don't know, one random guy comes, Steve Austin! They let him be himself! Made more money than anybody!
When it comes to Enzo Amore, you love to hate him on the mic, but then you hate to love him in other ways.
Oh, I love him all the way around. I fucking love Enzo Amore. I love him on the mic. I love him. I mean, okay, in the ring, he's not the best, but I still enjoy his matches. I love Enzo Amore.
His backstage presence and the way you carry yourself backstage is the way he's been treating, everybody, and how he acts and all that, and what we've heard in the rumors and all that the past couple months. It's something that you look at. At the end of the day, the fans could even dislike him for the way he acts.
Well, no, I'm not going to. I mean, people who don't like him, they're justified in their reasoning. I've never met someone who doesn't like Enzo and, they don't have a good reason for it.
Yeah. No, he's definitely
Corey Graves
has the characteristics. Yeah, Corey Graves. You can even look, I mean, perception's reality. You could just take one look at Enzo, and that his character should not be this squeaky clean babyface. It should be this tweener, Steve Austin-ish, break some rules,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's got the mic skills, the in-ring skills. So when you put him beside Cedric Alexander, the mic skills, he beats Cedric Alexander. The in-ring skills,
I could beat Cedric Alexander, for Christ's sakes, Logan. You literally pick like the worst guy on the mic. As good as Cedric is in the ring, my God. He's not very good on the mic, just saying.
And I think that's why they're not wanting to push him at the Cruiserweight title yet, because they don't know if he can handle being able to speak in front of the fans.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I'm tired of people thinking that to be a champion, you have to be like Jesus on the microphone. If you can go out there and kick somebody's ass and not say a word, that's even better.
Yeah, but
Someone
we're not in the era where they're ever going to book anybody like that again. Even a guy
And
like
that's the
Samoa
problem.
Joe. The only guys they're booking like that are the Authors of Pain, only because they have Paul Ellering. Maybe Brock,
That's
but
And Roman Reigns.
I'm not entirely convinced the Authors of Pain can even speak English. I don't actually know if they can, so that's probably why. But beside the point. And just like Logan said, someone who comes to mind, Roman Reigns. He's someone who needs to be booked that way. He needs to come out there, kick ass like he always does, and just not say anything. Because as we can all, clearly see, him on the mic is not exactly helping himself.
Do you guys remember it was an old school Raw from like 2014? It had CM Punk in the ring with the Shield in a Piper's Pit. Do you remember this episode?
I remember it vaguely, yeah.
Well, this always stuck out to me. This is the first time I ever saw Roman as like that guy. Like Piper came over and just said something to Roman, and Roman just said like one sentence, like "If you ever say that to me again, I'll break you," or some shit like. And it was amazing, and that's exactly how he should have been booked this whole time. You could even say that for fucking Bayley. Why are they exposing Bayley's flaws on the mic? They're giving her paragraphs to read, guys. Paragraphs, and it's Bayley. Give her
And not you can't really put that all on Bayley either, because at the end of the day she's got to do what she's being told.
Oh, Bayley is the exception. I can totally put that on Bayley, as we saw on the Raw Talk post show. On the fly, Booker T made her start over because she's so bad on a on the spot promo. I'll put that on Bayley all day. But they should know better than to expose it.
I was talking about like the paragraphs and stuff, but like the Raw Talk and all that, that stuff don't do it.
Anyway, 205 Live this week, guys. Kicked off, was it TJP kicking off the show this week with Ari Daivari in this goddamn endless fucking feud, this pissing contest with Rich Swann. It just won't end. 15 episodes in, Logan. I feel like we've talked about this feud on every single episode.
Every single episode. But I wanted to. It's almost as bad as when the Alicia Fox and Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander shit that we had to talk about every single week. And
I'm glad I wasn't here for that one.
Was that the lowest point of 205 Live besides like Kendrick and clown makeup? You would say it was just Alicia Fox storyline in general.
Yep. Like the only thing positive that we could even say anything about Alicia Fox being on there is the way we made fun of how Noam Dar fucking said her fucking name.
Yeah,
and it was just because Vince McMahon is like, it sounds like fuck.
Yeah, I could totally picture Vince the first time he ever said her name back there, Alicia Fox, and Vince just going, getting a good old chuckle out of it.
But don't forget, Nigel McGuinness has joined the 205 Live commentary this week because of the whole JBL leaving.
I thought he did really well, actually.
I thought he did well, but it makes no sense to me because, okay, so you have Corey Graves join the SmackDown Live commentary team because JBL left. Corey Graves already did 205 Live, so why the fuck doesn't he just stay out there and keep doing it? Why does he have to leave all of a sudden? What was the point in replacing him?
Yeah.
I guess saving his voice? I don't know.
All they did was just pay more money to fly in another guy to do commentary. They could have just saved money.
Exactly. It's unnecessary. If you have,
Nigel McGuinness was still backstage anyways because he was they're still doing main event. So Nigel was back there anyways.
They have Nigel McGuinness commentating for main event?
Yeah.
I thought main event ended in like May. I thought they wrapped that shit up.
No, it was Superstars. They did Superstars and they did main event. Superstars is the one that got canceled. They still do main event.
It's pretty bad when you get canceled in your own network. Just saying. You know what? I would have actually just kept Graves on. Why not just put Nigel on fucking Raw as the new third? Shake things up. You want to shake it up? It's a lot better than what we have now on Raw. What they decided to place Graves.
Nigel could have went to SmackDown, and then Corey Graves could have done 205.
Yeah.
I thought I was under the impression from 2 months ago that David Otunga was supposed to come back eventually after he was done with the movie, and Booker T was supposed to only be there for like a little bit. So my idea was just send Booker to SmackDown and have Otunga take his role back on Raw. Now, granted, I wasn't exactly a fan of David Otunga speaking, but You know, it makes sense at least.
Apparently, WWE, I don't know if this is legit, but they came out after like 2 weeks of book on commentary, and they're like, by popular fan demand, we've decided to keep Booker on while Mr. Otunga films something. So they're claiming the fans. I've never seen anyone clamor for Booker T on commentary in my life, so I'm calling bullshit. I'm just saying. I think he just took
like
long.
him.
He took long
like him,
filming
and
a movie or something.
Well, Otunga left to go film a movie, and so Booker T was only going to be there until Otunga came back. And mind you, I'm fine with Booker T staying, but I mean, at the same time, I think he's he's way better than Otunga, but at the same time, Booker T is not that great as everyone says he is.
Yeah. But it's like, pick your poison, Otunga or Booker T, pretty much. But yeah, I thought Nigel did really good this week. No different than NXT or main event.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked him. I have no complaints about him doing it. To me, it just logistically didn't make any sense to have Graves stop doing 205 Live.
Little known fact. Excuse me, guys. I had some ice in my mouth. Logan is actually one of the biggest Arya Daivari fans on the planet. What did you think of his performance this week, Logan, against TJP? I thought it was a little bit lackluster. The match didn't really set my world on fire.
It didn't set any world on fire, okay? Ari Daivari is all right. He's not a bad wrestler.
Come
He's
on,
not
you
bad
have his
on the
poster and you just ordered one of those shirts off WWE shop that he wears. Come on.
mic. I did not. I would never, okay? Just saying. TJP, you know how I feel about him on the mic, and they continue to shove him down our throats with the mic. Stop.
I can't wait to be able to make the dab my creative character in 2K18's only taunt.
We got not only one but two dabs this week. We got Rich. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to the multi dabs. But yeah, that is now officially going to be a move in a game, and Logan can put every guy doing the dab. You can make fucking just Samoa Joe dab now, guys.
I'm gonna switch everyone taunt in that game to the dab. Like, I will literally dab as the Undertaker. It will happen. Could you imagine? Could you just picture the Undertaker in real life just doing the dab? It'd be the greatest thing anyone's ever seen in their life.
You know who you gotta do.
I will never play WWE 2K18 with you ever.
You know who you gotta. You have to make a video of him dabbing now and just upload it so Logan is Vince McMahon doing a dab. It has to happen.
I'll do it. I'll start a YouTube channel, and once a week I will upload a new video of just multiple characters from 2K18 just dabbing. That is
as bad as making every WWE superstar in 2K17 do the Bella dance.
I love that.
Oh,
Undertaker and Kane doing it. It was great.
Makes
it was probably fucking you. Next thing you know, you will see a customized fucking Joey Ryan grabbing somebody's penis on fucking WWE 2K18.
Fucking book it.
I swear to God.
But like we said, the match, I mean, unless you saw something in the match we didn't, Colin, the match really didn't do anything for us.
I thought it did what it had to do. I mean, clearly I'm probably in the minority here. I've been enjoying the whole TJP Rich Swann little like friend rivalry going on. I feel like it's going by too slow though. I feel like they should have already done like a big like blow up between them, lead to some like big, because I mean on 205 Live they've had some pretty good blow off matches to feuds. They had, you know, that no DQ match with Kendrick and Gallagher the other day. There was the 2 out of 3 falls between Cruiserweight 1 and Cruiserweight 2 that I can't remember, but I know it was a good match.
Oh my God, help us, Lord.
Like, I want it to be done. I'm not going to lie. I want this feud to just be done and over with sooner rather than later. But, you know, as far as the match goes, it was all right. Nothing really caught my eye.
Yeah, I guess it feels like there should have been a blow off and a heel turn, 2 heel turns by now. That's how long this is going on. But I guess the gist of this, to carry the storyline, was Rich Swann on commentary during the match.
He wasn't even on commentary.
He just not even on commentary. Yep, just sitting on top of the table like a goof.
Technically, yes, he was on commentary, just not the way you think.
Yeah, but
I'm calling it now. I want to say it now. There's going to be a double twist, and TJP will be the face, and we will get a heel Rich Swann.
You think?
Yep, calling it right now.
I don't know if Swan's ever worked heel. I don't know about that much of him in
I don't even.
PWG.
I don't even think he can. He seems like okay. You can't be heel with the kind of theme song he has.
Yeah. I mean,
You can't be heel with TJP.
that's what I was just about
for
to say. They
Christ's
didn't
sake.
change. TJP has like the ultimate kiddie, family-friendly babyface music.
Okay, but I feel like with TJP, his theme and his entrance and his character is just on the threshold of being able to switch between face and heel. With someone like Rich Swann and his theme, little tidbit, I spent $1.29 on iTunes to download Rich Swann's theme song because I love it that much.
Oh, God.
Between Rich Swann's song and him dancing to the ring and all that, he can't play heel. I would not like that at all.
I agree with that too. That's the equivalent of like back in the day turning fucking Coca Beware heel. How do you turn Coca Beware heel? Because everybody wants to boo a parrot, right? I don't
Next
know.
thing you know, Colin will tell us he went to one of them local condom machines that are 75 cents, and he spent 75 cents on a fake generic condom so he can go over to Joey Ryan's house.
Oh, please. We all know I go in Raw.
Oh, shots fired.
Dead silence. Dead silence is always a good good sign.
I was trying to hold back throwing up.
Well, I'm trying to hold back throwing up every time I see this storyline every week. Let's move the train along, please, from this never-ending shit. What did that take us to this week?
That was a 10 out of 10 segue right there.
Actually, that actually came to Drew Gulak with his little slideshow presentation about don't jump off the top rope, then don't jump off the middle rope, and I actually kind of thought this presentation was funny. This is the stuff that is better than putting a clown on a damn TV screen. Don't do it.
It was okay.
But
I think if the crowd would have been into it more, it would have got over more for me. I just think a dead crowd kills a lot of stuff that has potential. It was all right.
But we had Drew Gulak facing Akira Tozawa, and I didn't mind this match. I actually thought it was pretty good. I think Drew Gulak week after week impresses me more and more. Just give us a reason to enjoy his work. He had a good match against Tozawa. I just want to see more of what Drew Gulak can do. He's got the gimmick. He's not bad in the ring, and he's not bad on the mic. I don't see what the WWE's not seeing. I just don't.
I don't know. Do you think that you think Gulak should have been the one to go over here and get the bump from because Tozawa was pretty established?
I think I was watching this, and I think with what Drew Gulak was saying and with the way he's been, I think he should have won. I don't think he should have faced Tozawa because I feel like making Tozawa lose to some, and I hate saying this, but lose to someone like Drew Gulak right now probably wouldn't help. But if he were to lose to someone, I don't know who the fuck else is even in that division left anymore that doesn't have some credibility to them or any less than Drew Gulak. But I feel like Drew Gulak should have won, at least this match.
Cheat something, heel tactic. I agree.
Exactly. If he had to face someone like Tozawa, he should have at least held the tights or spit in his face, something like that.
Yeah, now it's just like Gulak's kind of worse off. Like, where do they even go now? Is he just going to be enhancement?
Like he has no credibility anymore. Like after that whole speech he was giving, and the whole gimmick that he has, him losing doesn't help his character. Him losing doesn't help him gain any credibility anymore. Like unless this is leading to some sort of thing where Drew Gulak is like, "Fuck, I know what I have to do," and he just starts hopping over and starts springboarding everywhere. That way he wins matches. Unless it's leading to that, I don't know what the fuck the point is anymore with Drew Gulak.
Yeah, other than a comedy Steven Richards type gimmick, I guess. But the match, it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought the match was all right.
I do need me one of those Gulak shirts now. Those brand new, sweet, black and yellow Gulaks. And by the way, the wrestling gods have answered my call. I guess because I went down with surgery, he did me a favor. The man upstairs. They changed his fucking Titantron from the weird sword crests, Assassin's Creed, to just like a political Drew Gulak theme. So that's progress, at least, Logan.
That is true. I did notice that.
Now the music has to
It is good.
change because the music still doesn't fucking fit.
Yep.
But
No, nope.
where did that take
I
us
think he
to
should just
next?
come out with the. I think Drew Gulak should just come out with the microphone noise, and that's it.
I
No theme.
I
That'd
kind
be
of have
awesome.
to agree.
It
Just that,
sounds like a rip-off Cesaro theme song when Cesaro had that stupid like air horn blare through his theme.
yeah, it kind of does. But nobody
No.
remembers that anyway now.
It'd be better. It would be better than what he currently has. At the end of the day, it
Yeah,
would
what he
be
has now
10
is
times.
like weird mid-90s porn music. It really is. I'm not even trying to be funny. Just the intro to that guitar. If
It,
you never heard it, guys, go listen. You want to have some sex?
it's
Listen to
what
Gulak's
Colin
music.
listens to. It's what Colin listens to when he watches gay porn.
Hell, it's what I
Always.
listen to when I get it on. So it's good fucking music. It's just not good wrestling entrance music. Where's the train
Well,
stopping at next on 205 Live this week, gentlemen?
well, it was the Cruiserweight Championship Fatal 5-Way match featuring Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik, Brian Kendrick, oh God, Tony Nese, and Enzo Amore.
We did see a pre-promo from each guy, I believe, right? Hyping up
Yes,
throughout the
throughout
show.
the night.
Yeah. I like that they're still doing the subtitle gimmick with Metalik. I think it's oh my god, they're not stereotyping a Mexican athlete for once. It's I don't know. It has a more serious feel to it when they do that. I think I like it.
I feel like every time Enzo Amore and Grand Metalik are together, Enzo always sounds low key racist as fuck.
You think?
Like I don't like every like when they were doing the whole like they had a 6-man tag like last week on Raw where it was Enzo, Cedric, and Grand Metalik, and when Enzo was doing his pre-match promo and like he was picking nicknames for Cedric and Grand Metalik, like I don't remember what they were, but I just remember thinking like, what this is racist as hell. And you know, even like every time Enzo and Metalik have been together, it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Didn't he say like pepper jack cheese or something for Grand Metalik? It's like
Something like that, but I mean,
some spicy cheese, and it's just
It
and then
figures. The one episode I missed because of surgery, it has the great racial insult on it. I don't know, that totally lost my train of thought. Pepper Jack.
I just like the Grand Metalik is being used. I fucking love Grand Metalik. I think Lince Dorado is another one that needs to be used way more.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the funny part. The promo that Enzo Amore actually did on 205 Live this week was the same exact promo that he did when they had the 6-man tag team match.
No, he had a Connor's Cure shirt on, Logan. He was fighting the cause this week.
Okay.
God, I cringe.
Well, the match
And you know
goes,
what? God bless that little kid who passed away and his family. But I cringe at the exploitation of it at this point. I hate it. I really do. I mean, and to make all your talent go out, and I know this is a hot take, guys, it's a controversial topic, but I just got to come clean about it. It's the same thing next month when all of our fucking ropes go pink and we got to praise breast. Like, yeah, it's a good cause, but stop shoving it down our fucking throats so much. So much.
I think the Connor's Cure stuff is fine. I hate when they team up with Susan G. Komen because that whole organization is a bunch of bitches.
Yeah,
I
it
fucking
really is.
hate
But
that organization.
we don't know anything about the Connor's Cure Foundation either. For all we know, it could be the same thing. That's why I don't try to get behind a lot of foundations because more times than not, it's shady. There's a lot of shady shit going on, and it's just they make it so hard. We should not be in a point in life where we don't want to get behind charitable causes, but because of big business and sleaze bags, it's kind of where we're at, and it sucks. You know.
I mean, I like the video package they did with like. I enjoyed I like that they had Connor in it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, this is the kid, and I did enjoy the whole thing where they let little kids make a wrestling entrance with their like made up gimmicks and like I thought it was nice.
That's
I
fine.
feel
That's nice. It's classy.
Personally for me, I don't think they overdo it with the Connor's Cure stuff. I mean, at least they're not changing the ropes orange. That's a plus.
No, they're just putting the logo on the entire entrance ramp runway. So you can look at it the whole fucking show and be getting depressed about the little kid pass. No, I'm saying anyway. The 5-way match with all the promos throughout the show, and we saw a shot of Neville looking badass, actually, the way they shot him backstage looking. I thought he came off looking like a true king. And Enzo, you're right. They just don't know when to quit with giving him time on the. It seemed they gave him a little bit less this time though. This week, Logan. I don't feel like they gave him as much, like you said.
Finally, because who wants to hear somebody cut a 15-minute promo when it's funny because he would cut a 15-minute promo and then have like an 8-minute match. Why?
Yeah. Well, a lot of guys did that back in the day with, you know what I'm saying? That's just fucking wrestling in general for the most part. But you know what I loved, guys? It was Grand Metalik, Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, and Brian Kendrick and Enzo Amore. At the very beginning, I loved how they all ganged up on it. It reminded me back in the Attitude Era when Public Enemy came in for like 2 weeks, and like all the talent would always gang up on Public Enemy and throw him out of Battle Royals first. That is exactly, and they did a great job at blurring the lines of reality, because you probably know a lot of these cruiserweight guys aren't too happy that Enzo, who's not popular to begin with, just waltzes in here, has the least talent in ring, gets a title shot. You know there's some salt backstage right now, so it's very fitting, I think.
Yeah, no, I bet a lot of the cruiserweights is just like, all right, come on, we've been doing this for fucking months, and we've gotten like all of those cruiserweights in the ring except Brian Kendrick, because he's been a former champion. They've all never been given anything to do, and now you have Enzo Amore come in, and he's, they know he's immediately going to be given a title shot. So, I mean, I realize the whole gang up thing was probably just like, all right, yeah, we're going to do this for fun. But I bet in their minds they're thinking, no, if I could, I'd kill you right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'd punch the shit out of you.
How do you think Grand Metalik feels? A multi-decade veteran who's a top guy in Mexico comes in, he has to fucking put over Enzo Amore. How do you think that sits for him? Because these Lucha Libre stars, all of them, they all have a chip on their shoulder they bring in the first place, usually.
It's sad, though, but like if I broke down each of the competitors in here, Grand Metalik is by far one of the most talented that is overlooked, and that should never be overlooked. Because we've said it week in and week out, Travis, that he is a guy that in-ring talent and in-ring skills, he is the definition of a cruiserweight. And I will say that. Yeah. Even when the cruiserweight division dies, I will say that.
I mean, the match itself, we talked about earlier how Enzo used a lot of heel tactics. He hung out on the outside of the ring, which is very smart psychology-wise. Why would you go in there with 4 other guys? Let them kill each other. I like that, actually. The in-ring.
I feel like a part of it is because they were also like, hey, Enzo does not match up to the skill of anyone in this fucking ring.
Yeah.
So they probably were just like, hey, don't fucking do anything until the end.
Yeah.
And it probably just saved them from, like, that's what I worry about with Neville and Enzo, because he's only wrestled in, like, I don't think he's had a singles match, and wait, did he? I think that was the one where he poked him in the eye. But even still,
he's faced Noam Dar in his first cruiserweight match, and I think the other matches he's had is 6-way matches, I think.
Oh, 6-way.
I think that's it.
Right. So, I mean, he hasn't really had like a big show-off match, but the problem is it's because he really can't. I love Enzo Amore, don't get me wrong, but he's not as good in the ring as, the other 4 people who were in this match. And that's probably why they made him just sort of like chill on the outside for most of the match, occasionally, throw a punch or two, but then, let Cedric get all of the eliminations and then have Enzo come and be like, oops, sorry, and then pin him.
Yeah.
And not even pin him. He pulled his tights.
Well, the actual match. Guys, what did you think of the actual 5-way match in general? Logan.
I was just going to say, that's where you're wrong, Colin. Brian Kendrick should get the fuck off my TV.
I made sure, all the listeners, by the way, I made sure to tag Logan that it is confirmed Brian Kendrick is a playable character in 2K18.
He is.
God. I'm not getting the damn game now.
My friend, I'm pretty sure both of you know, and Kuzan TV is probably thrilled.
Is that sarcasm, or is he a huge Kendrick fan? For
real? No, he loves Brian Kendrick. Oh. He fucking loves Brian Kendrick.
There you go. Shout out to Kuzan, good fella, Perfect Weights Club.
He should never watch this. He should never listen to this podcast.
But yeah, the pacing of the match, Colin, I thought was really well, and I thought Cedric Alexander, he got over more than anybody, even without the win. I still think this made him look really well.
Right.
Most definitely, Cedric Alexander was that guy of the match. Especially that Spanish fly on Grand Metalik was intense. I love that move.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
What?
It's a pretty move, and it looks cool, but for me, it's the same stupid logic. It makes as much sense as a Canadian destroyer. It's a move that cannot be completed without full cooperation from your opponent, and that's why I don't like it. Yes, it looks fucking cool as shit. I just, I don't know. There's my curmudgeon old man coming out, I guess.
I'm just saying, like it was good, like on the fly, and more like
No, if you like
it
it,
wasn't like
Logan, stick to your guns. If you like the move, that's fine. We don't have to agree on everything.
it was good. It was good in this match because of the way it was pulled off. That's the reason why I actually liked it. I don't like it when
They just like,
if they were
the bell rings, then they lock up and he hits a Spanish fly in 2 seconds. That's a little different.
But when Grand Metalik runs to the ropes and then runs back and then random Spanish fly, that was actually good.
Right.
But I will say, out of all this, one of the other guys that I think actually did good in this match was Tony Nese, and he has the look of a guy that could replace Neville in that division as that guy, and it speaks volumes. But and it was sad to see him be eliminated first. Please, it should have been Brian Kendrick.
Colin, what did you think of the match and how it played out?
I thought the match was great. I enjoyed every second of watching it. I thought, fast paced. They showcased what some of them could do. They had a sweet spot where I think it was Cedric Alexander and Grand Metalik did dives to the outside on Nese and Kendrick. Meanwhile, Enzo was probably taking a selfie with a fan. I thought the match was great. I did enjoy the fact that even though he's not getting the big push yet, they're still trying to give Cedric Alexander some momentum because they let him get all of the eliminations. And even when Cedric Alexander got eliminated, it's because Enzo pulled his tights. It wasn't a legitimate loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He looks strong.
I agree. And I agree with everything you guys said about the match. I enjoyed it, and it made Cedric look strong. Endgame, Enzo Amore is the new #1 contender. Show closed with Enzo celebrating on the ramp. So they're going with Neville and Enzo. Do you think it's actually going to make the actual pay-per-view this time because it's a quote-unquote main roster guy? I think it probably will this go around. I don't think it's going to be on the pre-show.
I would think because it's Neville and Enzo, it probably at least, I mean, it should be on the main show every time. But as far as this one goes, I think, it should be on the main card.
I kind of feel like this is going to be a quick-ass match, Logan. And I feel like Neville or Enzo is going to, if anybody, or Enzo, if anybody's going to win quick, it's going to be the babyface, right? So maybe that's a way not to expose him. He does a heel tactic again and beats Neville really fast. Otherwise, I can kind of see this match being a complete train wreck for Enzo's part. I mean, Neville can carry a broomstick, but he's definitely got his work cut out for him at No Mercy.
Yep. The only positives going into No Mercy is the promos. What are you going to get out of Neville and Enzo?
Oh, we're going to get 50 Lord of the Rings references and Game of Thrones because it's Enzo. He's going to make jokes about his looks and looking like a fucking orc or an elf or something. You know it.
I want to see the serious Enzo. That's what I want to see.
Well, I mean, you can do serious Enzo with the jabs. You can do this hybrid, but the problem is they can't help themselves. It's either all or nothing. It's either all one. It's too much jokey or too much stiff, fucking boring seriousness. They used to be craftsmen, perfectionists, artists at making guys these beautiful hybrids. The Rock, Steve Austin, all those guys people come all over and talk about. They used to be great at that. They need to learn that again.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, guys, that was 205 Live this week. Colin, you made it week 1, your debut. What did you got? First of all, what do you think your overall grade for 205 Live this week, Colin?
I would give myself like a solid A-.
Give yourself or the 205 Live episode?
Oh, I thought you were asking me to rate myself, not the episode. I'm sorry. My bad.
In that case, F-.
Go fuck yourself. I thought the episode itself You know what? I would give it that like a B plus. I thought the opening match was okay. I thought Drew Gulak and Tozawa was pretty good, but I love the main event, so I would give it like a B plus.
Very good.
Oh,
Logies.
jeez. I think he just liked to see Tony Nese's abs. I think that's all. I'll give it a C plus. I think there's positives and there's some negatives. We've seen worse shows with 205.
We have. I'm going to go road right between you guys and the Oreo cookie. B minus. The TJP Davari match was really fucking boring. It did nothing for me. Other than that, not a lot to complain about this week. I think if there would have been one more lackluster match, it would have been a C. But thankfully, the other two matches were pretty good, and I enjoyed it. Logan, because of my hernatal surgery and being MIA last week, we did not get a chance to do a little homework for cruising down memory lane. Promised at the top of the hour this episode we would give each other new matches, and Colin his first ever assignment. You can go ahead and just tell me what my homework was last week and what I gave you if you want, if you still have it written down, because I don't remember it.
Well, I gave you Grand Metalik and TJP with the CWC, and you gave me Alex White versus Ultimo Dragon Clash of Champions. I don't remember which year or anything like that, so maybe you could remember.
90. It would have to be 97. I'm pretty sure 96 or 90. I'll double check on that for you. I guess that only leaves one. Colin, if you have a match for all of us to review for next week, by all means.
Shit, I don't know. I wasn't even born when the height of the WCW cruiserweight division was a thing.
It doesn't have to just be from WCW. It can be like the early days in WWE cruiserweight division, the Gregory Helms era, anything.
Actually, really quick, I looked up I don't know why he was the first person to come to mind, but I looked up a cruiserweight from WCW, and I found a match. I don't even know what show it was, but I'm sure you can all figure it out. Juventud Guerrero versus Blitzkrieg from WCW. Watch that.
What are the fucking odds? What are the odds that I literally gave Logan and our old co-host that match review a couple weeks ago? I really did.
Are you shitting me?
I swear to God, because I was a big Blitzkrieg fan.
Oh, well, fuck.
Well, we can always talk about it again. Now.
We can. We can talk about it again.
Colin, it's a good match. You need to watch it. Just saying.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Untapped chemistry right there. The Blitzkrieg connection. No coaching was done. That was not a cheat sheet. We did not plan that. I promise. Guys, we did it. Cruise Control 15 Live is in the books. One more time, our third member, Colin. Where can everyone check you out on Twitter, all that good stuff before we get out of here?
You can check me out on Twitter at UberTieGuy. Check me out on the Pro Wrestling Roundtable. If you have 2 hours that you want to do nothing productive with your life, that's what you should do. Other than that, yeah.
Hey, man, thank you so much for jumping on board this crazy, fun-filled journey with us every week through mediocrity of 205 Live. Good to have you again, buddy. See you next week.
All right.
Logan, Mr. Future Wrestling, Mr. Cruise Control himself. My man, we did it. Expecting to talk a little Nature Boy tonight, but things changed and things worked out for the better. One more time. Where can everyone check out your show with Broski on Twitter, all that good stuff?
On YouTube, Future Wrestling Podcast. Just search it, like it, subscribe, share it, enjoy. That's the main thing. On Twitter, you can check me out at Logan Myers144, and do not miss the old school edition of the history of Ric Flair coming soon to your YouTube, to this YouTube channel, of course. And Travis, once again, damn, we're at episode 15, Travis, and it's been a long journey, and I'm ready to keep going. You just need to get better. That's the main thing.
I'm on the mend. I'm getting better. Thank all you guys on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all the positive vibes you sent my way once again. Until next week, you can check me out on Twitter at @TheBigGuidoTMD. Check out the Reset Button, Kayfabe Today podcast with my man Bursky on First Thing in the Morning on YouTube. Get over there, hit the subscribe. Slam Pigs podcast. We are less than 2 weeks away from the return of the man himself, Logan. Michael is coming back to Slam Pigs, guys. Look out for that. Until next week, So good to be back here with you guys on Cruise Control. Welcome, Colin. Until then, I'm not dead yet, motherfuckers. See you later.
Shot like a rocket up into the sky. Nothing can stop me tonight. You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave. You're my titanium fight song, raise it up like the roar of victory in a stadium. Who can touch me? 'Cause I'm. Who can stop me tonight? You make me feel invincible. I feel it. Invincible. I feel it. Invincible. Here we go again. I will not give in. I've got a reason to fight. Every day we choose, we might win or lose. This is the dangerous life. Hey, every day when I wake, they say that I'm gone, they say that they've won. Hey, when I need to be saved, they're counting me out, but this is my round. Shot like a rocket up into the sky, nothing can stop me tonight. You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave. You're my titanium fight song, raise it up like the roar of victory in a stadium. Who can touch me? 'Cause I'm. Who can stop me tonight? You make me feel invincible. I feel it. Invincible. I feel it. Invincible. North, south, east or west, everybody know our name. And if your daddy's gone, but your mama's home, we can bring it, we ain't got no shame. Up, down, turn it around, girl, I can be the one to blame. You first, me first, give it a go. If you're with it, then it's all the same.